Hey guys, Chris here. Just wanted to encourage you guys. It is getting into running season, and I know throughout the winter it can be very hard to get outdoors, run, and a lot of the workouts that we do that incorporate any kind of running are in the form of shuttle runs. So, just seeing some of the athletes this morning run and maybe even a couple of the conversations that happened around it could be good to help you on your mindset. All right, some of you guys are like diehard runners. Some people and really looking forward to the season. I know I am one of those who are looking forward to the season, but don't necessarily love running. I like running and workouts because it makes for a good workout, a really good cardio stimulus, and it's better for me personally. It's better than staying on a machine for minutes at a time. So if you're like me, maybe you have a more of a negative twist on that, where you're like, yeah, I just don't like running at all. Period. Um, Let this help you. Okay, when you're going into these running workouts, whether it's 200-meter paces, 400-meter repeats, um, mile run here and there. Okay, don't avoid those. Those are the best ones. What has helped me in the last few years of running is knowing that I don't need to run because at a pace that is exhausting. I can choose my pace, and it can feel hard to dial back that intensity. What feels like a slow jog, but it's way better than starting with a slow jog pace instead of like a fresh burst pace to really ease into the workouts. Because a lot of the time, especially when I first started CrossFit, was I would go out hard for at first because my body, I felt good, right? You always feel good at 3, 2, 1, go. So I always went out hard, and quickly 3, 4, 5 minutes in, maybe getting into that second or third run, the the runs would become more and more exhausting because my form on the run would start to kind of leak out more and more energy. I'd start to hunch over a little bit more. I'd be striking with my heel a little bit more versus maintaining a pace, maintaining my form focus, and being intentional about my breathing. I know it can get annoying me for us reminding you about paying attention to your breathing, but going out with that mindset and pacing those runs and not feeling like I need to keep up with anybody or overexert on the earlier half of the workout can really, uh, I guess, dial back the intensity and like the psychological effect of running is hard, running sucks kind of thing. So that's one take on it. Okay. But then there's the other little dynamic of, well, first of all, running burns more calories than any other like cardio movement. So hopping on a bike, hopping on a rower, you don't burn as many calories. So it is physically and physiological. It's very taxing to run. Okay, so ease out with the pace, um, but also and the atmosphere. It could be colder weather, like kind of like right now. We're kind of starting that running season, so I'd encourage you to bundle up, especially if you're in that morning class, 5 a.m., 6:15. Sun hasn't come up yet. You guys are getting those chillier mornings, 40, 50 degrees. That while the evenings, maybe noon and evening class, it feels a lot nicer to get outside because the sun's out. Now, it's just a short season when that's the dynamic. But fast forward a couple months, then now the mornings have become much more tolerable and more desirable for running weather because you're looking at like 60, 70 degrees, 80-degree max, with no sun beating down on you. And then in the summer, at noon and in the evening, that the weather's a lot hotter. You're looking at mid 80s, mid 90s, sometimes 100 degrees with the sun beating on you. So they're suffering in the summer months. So in the spring months, morning classes, you're going to be a little colder in the morning. So bundle up for those. And the summer months, be warned, have extra water on hand, drink those electrolytes. Coaches we've had this conversation, just kind of introduced this topic to them today too. And we'll be a little bit more on guard when it comes to like heat exhaustion and all that kind of stuff. So otherwise, when you see the running workouts, you see, this goes for anything, any movement that you don't like, just show up to it. And if you get into the, when you're about to start the workout or you're talking about modifications, you can always modify things, or like every other round could be a run. So like today, you could do a 400-meter run, and then you could do a 500-meter row on the second round, and then back to a 400-meter run, or just do like half and half, do like 200-meter run each time with a 200-meter row. That could be an easy way to like progress gradually into the running season, figure out what pacing looks like and all that kind of stuff. Also, we're going to have a running challenge here soon, and it's not necessarily a running challenge, as much as it is just get mileage in. So doing extra volume of anything will typically make that stimulus more tolerable. So if you struggle with running and that's a weakness, then I would encourage you to partner up with a buddy, somebody else in the gym who is, or outside the gym, who is wanting to get better at running, or maybe enjoys running a little bit more than you do, and they can be your accountability partner. And maybe you guys just encourage each other to go on one extra run per week. I know somebody, Alex, she's doing that right now. She's meeting with a friend at Raccoon River, and it's just, she doesn't love running, but it's better with somebody. And if you can just like learn how to run at a pace where you can hold a conversation, you can start to like get more and more comfortable with it. So, but running season's here, guys. It's not going anywhere for a while. So, use those little tips and tricks, ease into the workouts, take some of the pressure off. If there's any other like injuries downstream, ankle, knee, hip stuff that's going on, that's always a valid reason to either dial back intensity or switch the movement. One last thing is we got all those ruck packs last year, and now we can start putting those to good use. So if you do have knee issues or any kind of hip issues, or just not in the mood to run, put one of those on and do like a faster walk, like a brisk walk with weight on your back. And that could be a really good replacement for your running stimulus as well. So, cool. Just wanted to encourage you guys, like, it is going to be a season of running, and you should be more excited about it. Getting in that vitamin D, getting outdoors in nature, it is way better than being crammed up indoors, arguably. But that's my take. So, plan on it being in programming, and don't run from it. Run towards it. Bye.